Yeah, keeper hit me hard a couple times, but you know, it's okay because we won.
You talk about the first one. I mean, you're just challenging 50-50 on that one.
Well, I mean, I just saw the ball coming, and I knew I needed to trap it and at least get it on goal, and so I didn't have enough time to really get it down to my foot. So of course I had to use my head. And the second goal, and I was actually trying to pass it off, and I got my toe in there, and it went in. But I think that was a good thing because it would have been offsides otherwise. But I know my shin hit the keeper's face really hard, and it might have done some damage. But
how does it feel senior year, first NCAA game, you scored 2 goals?
it feels great. I'm more so than the goals, I'm happy for my team, you know. I'm glad we won, and I'm glad we're going on to the next round.
What was the difference for you guys in the second half that wasn't there in the first half?
I think that we just, you know, we came in and kind of collected ourselves, and you kind of said that, hey, now we know how they're going to play, so this is what we have to do if we want to win this game. And so that's really, we just came in and collected ourselves and, you know, realized what we needed to do, which was get the ball down and pass like we usually do.
Were you guys surprised how physical it was in the first half and not called, and then kind of changed a little bit in the second half?
Well, I think we kind of expected that because we've always known UNT to be a little bit of a more physical team, and what they lacked in their possession and skills they made up for in the physicality of the game. So in the second half, we kind of knew how to use that to our advantage, and it worked. So
earlier in the week, you guys talked a little bit about your fitness and how you guys are peaking fitness-wise right now. How did that play a role in this match? Because obviously you guys won in the second half.
done.
Well, you know, I just think that more than thinking about our fitness, we know it's an asset, and we work on it every week specifically, and it keeps a level to our game that has to be there. You know, we want as we go further into the tournament, these teams get better and better, and that is a requirement, and we know that, and it's gotten better and better for us, and it's definitely going to help us in the future games.
Do you know anything about Florida State yet?
We know that they won 6-0, so they probably rested a lot of starters. So this week we're going to probably have film and just get to know them like we know our own team and understand where their weaknesses are and how to use those to our advantage.
Any other questions?
Paige, North Texas talked about you guys' possession game frustrating them. How much do you think that maybe took away from their physical ability in the game?
I think it was, you know, the whole thing, you know, talking about our fitness too, you know, us running them, you know, we just pass between our back line so much, and we use our defensive mids so much that, you know, they're forwards, and, you know, really their most threatening players are just running around, you know, crazy. And so I think that that's, you know, really what, I think that's one of our tools, you know, how we really run the other team into the ground.
So how good was it to play one last game at the John Walter Soccer home crowd tonight?
It's really a blessing. It was awesome. I had more family and friends out here for this game, and it was, I can't even describe the feeling. It was awesome. It was great.
First of all, I would just like to say that I thought North Texas brought their A game tonight, and we felt very fortunate that we got a hold of our possession game and was able to kind of push them back a little bit. Watching them on video was pretty scary. Their front three are really good. Their attacking mids are good. But I felt like we were able to just, and I heard you guys allude to it, establish our possession game early, and that's really what set the tone. And you could sense the frustration creeping in because they just didn't have the ball as much as they normally have. So, you know, our girls did a great job, I thought, of just kind of taking that away from them. They had an unbelievable season, won the Sun Belt, 16 wins, so we knew we were up against it. And I was excited for our girls to come to play. Probably the most nerve-wracking part for our girls was the first 15 minutes of their first NCAA game. Wasn't a great warm-up, weren't very sharp, weren't talking a whole lot. They were tight, tried to make them laugh before kickoff, didn't work. But once they got a hold of the ball and started moving it around, they just settled in and realized it's just like any other game. Just be yourselves.
What do you think the difference difference from the second half to the in the first half? Was it just that loosening up?
Well, the wind was a factor because anytime they got a hold of a ball in the first half, they were able to kick it all the way to our goalkeeper, and you could tell they wanted to put pressure on her with bouncing balls and chaos. And that's where Haley Hagsma, Mo, Mallory, Taylor, and Jay were just fantastic. They just cleaned up everything. Vic came out and got everything they were supposed to get and just made what I thought was probably their most dangerous way to get at us. We just sorted it out and never really looked shaky in those moments. And that can be scary when a ball's traveling 70 yards and bouncing and, there's pressure on the home team to perform. So I thought we sorted that out. And then in the second half, we talked about being more dynamic in the final third. We were really good all the way up to the edge of the 18 in the first half. But at the edge of the 18, we had no dynamic movement, no real assertive behavior, nobody really willing to take a hit to go to goal. And that's why Don's goal was so brilliant. I mean, guys, I don't know if you could find a better pass from Janine Becky. I mean, that was ridiculous. And Dawn to take it down on her chest and have the kind of composure to then score it, it was just a great goal. Got the crowd into it. Kind of pressure was off us a little bit, and I thought we really settled down after that first one.
The game was really physical. Did you expect that? Do you think the ref kind of transitioned from the second half to the first half the way he was calling it?
To be honest, we play in the Big 12. That was not a physical game. It wasn't even close. When we play OU and Baylor and Iowa State and Texas and Kansas, I mean, these games are physical. This was, I think your comment on this game was an example of how the Big 12 got us ready for this game because I was upset at our team for fouling. I was like, stop fouling. We don't need to. Yeah, they had a couple of fouls on us. I think they outfouled us 9-6. Oh, actually, we outfouled them 9-6, but it really wasn't that bad.
You've talked previously this season with Beth, and I know even earlier this you talked about how your team is peaking fitness-wise. That definitely seemed like it played a role tonight because you guys seemed so much more energetic in the second half.
We just made a great commitment to it last spring, and all the freshmen came in fitter than any freshman class we've ever brought in here. So they deserve all the credit for that, and we are peaking fitness-wise, which is why we're not dying after games and why we've still got juice at the end of games. So credit our strength and conditioning program. Coach Gordon and Coach Gibbs worked with them to get what we're doing now kind of up to speed, and the girls have embraced it. It's not easy because now we're reaping the benefits, but all the hard work that was done a couple months ago was hard, really hard. But they've made that work for us, and that is one of our best weapons is our depth and our fitness. Two of our best weapons, depth and fitness.